Oh, he's back. I said they picked him up at Gordo on the way to Mississippi State last night. Angry Saban, where you been, brother? It's great to see you again. And that fire on the sideline, whether it was Miss Terry giving you the do it, or you're just back because you realize that this team has a chance. I loved it. Loved watching Angry Saban last night coaching this team. If you guys did, make sure that you like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you for being part of the Bama Tailgate channel. I'm Mick Gillispie, doing my own thing, and I'm glad that you guys are here doing it with me. All right, so it was last night in Starkville, Mississippi, that we saw our buddy again, the guy that we had been missing for a long time, and that's Angry Saban. Alabama was a 40-17 winner at Mississippi State, and he was fired up on the sideline all night long. I loved it. This was a team, and the way that they played this football game, that I'm sure Saban loved. This was defense, and this was running. A little bit of passing, but only, 10 of 12 for Jalen Milroe. He did run it in as a quarterback rushing for a touchdown, but it was it wasn't the passing. It was the running. It was the physicality of Alabama's offensive line and the running game with Chase McClellan and Roydell Williams that just kept pounding Mississippi State. Jalen Milroe made some passes when he had to, and then just a stellar defense that won this game 40-17. It was one of those road games that we talked about, joyless murder ball. They just went in there and sent everyone back home to Starkville early. And now I want to say this because it's been a while since Alabama's won one of these games. The last time they won one of these like this was against Mississippi State. So I don't know how to look at this and say, okay, is this where we are right now, or was this a one-off? But you can't take it away from the Crimson Tide. Anytime you are able to take a trip on the road in the SEC and win a football game like they did, it's a success. So that's where we are right now. Now we're heading into, a game against Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M, and we'll talk about that later on in the week. That's going to be another big game. But the win for Alabama, think about this dominant series. And I wish that Mississippi State was one of the teams that Alabama played every year. When they go to you get three teams, Auburn, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. Look how long this rivalry is going. I know it's 88-17-3. Is it even a rivalry? No, it's not. It's, pretty much an ass whooping, but it doesn't matter. All the other teams that are picking their three most of them have. I guess there's a couple that don't, but most of them have that, a win in there. This has been a win, but Mississippi State is a program to me. I have a lot of respect for it. They play physical football, and even though they got whooped by Alabama, they still played physical football on Saturday. They give you a little bit of a push. They've beaten Alabama. They got Shula fired when they came to Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And, they beat DuBose. They beat Gene Stallings. They're just over the years, they'll pop up and be a pretty good program. That's not the case right now. They're trying to find themselves after losing Mike Leach. But I consider this a good win and a stepping stone, because what you're trying to do as Alabama is you're trying to take that half against Ole Miss, which looks like a pretty darn good half right now, after the way they played two incredible quarters of football offensively against LSU and beat them on Saturday. Alabama smothered them. They couldn't do anything. They stunk. Jackson Dart looked like a high school guy because Alabama's defense is so good right now. He just looked bad, right? You got to continue that. And what the offense has to do for Alabama, in my opinion, and you guys tell me in the comment section, is just don't mess this up. Don't turn it over. Don't put the team in bad spots. Don't put them in, deep in their own territory type stuff. If you're not going to get the first down, throw it away. And I think Jalen Milroe, that's one of the biggest things he's got to do to improve is just throw it away. If it's not there, get rid of it. Don't take the sack so much. Just get rid of it You don't have to make a big play every time out there. Just don't put the defense in a spot that's going to make it easier for the opposition to score. Okay. With that said, it was fantastic seeing a fiery Nick Saban. And I know, Caleb Downs messed up. He's on him. And then I see him, they show you, he walks over and he's like, hey, are you okay? This generation needs that. These guys are soft. Like, they need you to go over and go, hey, man, are you cool? I know I just yelled at you because you were completely out of position. You didn't follow the instructions, and you cost us some points, but I don't want you to get, your butt hurt and transfer. So I'm going to walk over and make sure you're cool with what happened. And honestly, I thought the guys were like, man, get out of here. We're cool. We've been waiting for the fiery Nick Saban to get on to us. It's a rite of passage. You want Nick Saban to be fiery because that means he thinks that you guys are successful and you're not living up to your potential. Laid back, cool. Hey, I'm all right with you guys snapping the ball over the quarterback's head and snapping the ball off the chest of the quarterback and the quarterback throwing interceptions and you running the wrong routes and all this stuff. And I'm cool with it, Nick Saban. No one likes that guy. This is the guy we love. This is the guy who won 6 championships at Alabama. Attention to detail. Follow the process. And if you have a chance to wear that uniform with this guy coaching, then you're freaking lucky. And you should feel that way. Because you're being coached by the best guy that ever did it. And when I see him fiery like that, that tells me that he believes that this team has a chance. When I see him like, okay, well, you know what? When he's doing the Mike Dubose, I'm going, you know what? He doesn't think these guys are any good. When I see him angry, when they're not executing, when they're not doing the little things right, I'm saying to myself, he believes in this team and he knows they're close. So this was a big game just because of that. Love seeing fiery Nick Saban. And in the press conference after the game, he's like, well, as Miss Terry told me, if they're not doing it right, get on their butts. We have been fortunate that we lucked into the best coach who's ever coached college football. Attention to detail, building the process, which basically is doing things the right way, building from the bottom up. And all of the championships have followed this guy because he's so good. And this is probably one of his toughest tests. But there is so much growth with this team right now. Saturday is a colossal challenge for these guys. At Texas A&M, you're going to deal with fronts on both sides of the ball that are damn good. But you know what? Alabama's front is damn good too. And with fiery Nick Saban on the sideline, I like our chances. Hey, guys, make sure that you like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you for being here. Jump back on tomorrow with another Bama Tailgate Daily. I'm Mick Gillispie. Roll Tide, everybody. Thank you. And we will continue to cover Alabama right here on this YouTube channel. Please be a part of it. Join our roster.